Perfect. How we doing?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Nothing much. Nothing much.
So
I have.
did you end up going to MEPS at all?
So I went to recruiting office today. My MEPS appointment is scheduled for next Monday, Tuesday.
Okay, cool. So is this will be the first time you're going? What is this for? Like medical, like your first time going to MEPS?
So I gotta do my physical, then overnight, then I do my ASVAB again.
Oh,
I,
okay. Did you take the ASVAB in high school?
nope, I took the practice ASVAB test at the recruiting office,
Oh
and I
shit.
was I was 1 point off of what I needed to qualify for the job I wanted,
Yeah.
which sucked. I'm gonna be honest, but I bought that and I've been studying that up, doing my thing.
Okay, so what job do you want to do?
15T, so Blackhawk repair.
Oh, nice.
I wanna try and get onto like the flight crew. I wanna like fly in it, and I guess that's the starting path to go towards. So
Oh, that's cool, dude.
yep,
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
a buddy of mine was in the army, a guy that I worked with here in South Carolina at a in a factory. He was the same thing. He was a well, I don't know about a Blackhawk, but he was a helicopter pilot in the army for 2 years.
Oh yep.
Yeah, he loved it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. My parents, on the other hand, not so much, but
My
I'm very
parents did not want me to go in the military, bro. Yeah, they were. I tried to get them to sign for. Well, they had to sign for the delayed entry program. I
oh
signed up when
yep
I was
yeah
like 17 or 16 or something, and and man, it was like they did not want to do it, you know.
yeah. No, I feel that. My parents just have a they have a terrible representation of what the military is. They
Oh,
all think,
gotcha.
like, if you sign, you're getting shipped overseas, and it's like, Mom, that's not what it is. I promise.
There's a lot of jobs that you
Yeah,
actually don't see combat in. Like
yeah,
I know everyone thinks, every single person in all the military branches go to run the front lines or something. I'm like,
yeah. The,
dude,
the white war,
I didn't
like, no, like
I
not
didn't
it.
go to combat. I was in for 4 years in the Marine Corps. I was motor transport. I didn't pick that, but that's what I got. And and I drove trucks. I mean, I delivered ammunition, I delivered water, I delivered gas, fuel or whatever, all
Yep.
kind of shit, like grenades. Like, I mean, it was a normal job pretty much. I mean, it was intense. We had intense training, like
Oh yeah.
exercise was intense, the lifestyle, but yeah, I mean, I drove trucks. I didn't We did some wild stuff. I mean, in Okinawa during monsoon season, we would go and drag people out of the ditch, and the locals and stuff, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of flooding, like local flooding, like flash flooding and shit like that. We'd help out with that kind of stuff on the island, but uh nothing major, crazy or nothing. So yeah, my parents were the same way. My mom was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna go to war like the first day."
Yeah. It doesn't help. Both my grandparents they were in the military. My uncle, Marine Corps in Vietnam, and my grandfather, he was Army. We don't know much about it. They didn't let him do combat or anything serious because he was full deaf in one ear.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think the most we ever really heard was he just worked on some tanks. That was
Yeah.
about it. But because of my uncle in Vietnam, that really takes a toll because now my parents, hear how much he won't talk about it, obviously
Oh,
all this stuff that he did. So they're like, "Oh my God, you're gonna come back. You're gonna have what's that PSD?" I'm like,
yeah.
no. I'm not gonna have PTSD, Mom. I'm like,
Right. Well, Vietnam was definitely, I would say, I could understand why they feel that way if that was their kind of what they remember, about,
yeah,
because that definitely, there was that was a brutal war. So
yeah,
there were definitely a lot more people, and the draft was on, by the way. So there was a
yep,
lot more
yeah.
people seeing action and being in unsafe, combat situations or whatever, like way more than today, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
percentage wise. But yeah, yeah, you might not. I mean, it's you don't know, but it's a small chance. It's a small chance. Most people, actually, most injuries in the military happen from training accidents than than combat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you'll see those airborne people like hit a truck on the way down or something.
yep,
That's gotta be something.
that's crazy, right?
Uh, yeah, I thought for some reason my brain wasn't really processing it very well. I was like, oh, airborne would be something pretty cool, right? And I was kind of doing some research, and they're like big bold letters. It was like infantry. I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm like, if I join an infantry, I think my parents might kill me. But
Yeah, I
I was like,
signed up for a combat engineer because I wanted to build shit. But my parents like,
what?
yeah, okay, yeah, that'd be cool. And then that that didn't happen. The school was full, and then all this whatever. So there was a bunch of us that signed up for that. It was like a handful of us out of boot camp, like 20 of us out of there was 100 people that started boot camp, my platoon in boot camp, and then we ended up with about 80 something.
Hmm.
And a few guys got hurt, just ankle stuff, like sprained
Yeah,
ankle, broken ankle, and two guys left. They just didn't want to be there anymore, and that normally doesn't happen. Well, I think nowadays it does. It's a little easier to get out, but back when I went
yeah,
in, it was very, very difficult to get out of boot camp. And these guys, somebody said their mom knew the senator of their state really well or something, and I guess that anyway, so they left. But yeah, it was probably 20 something of us that had signed up for combat engineer, and they were like, yeah, y'all are gonna be waiting for a while, like 6 months.
yeah. That's
So
my fear right now.
pick something else.
Because in the system, they didn't put. I forget. I think the reason why they didn't put my practice ASVAB in was because I was 1 point short, and they knew that if I was 1 point short, they wouldn't be able to try and reserve a spot for me before I went and took the full test, which was smart. Uh, but because I didn't have the points in, they couldn't when they went on to check what try to like reserve me a spot for it.
Oh,
It wouldn't show because I didn't have
right.
anything in it, and
Yeah.
so like they were like, "Oh, let us call the Rock," and I was like, okay. I'm like, I have no idea who or what that is, but I'm like, all right, go ahead, see if there's a job open. And then he goes and talks to some guy, comes back. He's like, actually, we think it might be better if we don't. He goes, because they might not even they might not even answer our question if we don't have any scores in for you. So they're like,
Oh,
it might
yeah.
be better. It might be better if you go to MEPS, take the test, and then they might give you the scores. They said if they do, call us if you passed it, and we can reserve it from you at the recruiting office. And he goes, and if you don't, he goes, still call us because we'll be able to see it anyway. And
Right.
then we'll reserve you a spot or tell you if you can get a spot reserved.
Okay.
Now I just got to sit here and I'm like, please, please, let me just not, don't, like, just let me get one. Like, let me in there. That's like not too long of a wait. Like, I'm trying to do this now.
Yeah, I was gonna say so do you have a backup like job
Yeah, drone
that
operator.
picked? Okay. Ooh, that'd be cool as hell, bro.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty fun.
And it would be something you could use when you get out. That's
Exactly. Because they
yeah.
give you security clearances, and most places that do things with drones, it's I think for the security clearance, it's like $100,000. So if they see that you already have that, they're like, that saves us money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's gonna be a big thing. Even, outside of the military, like the drone stuff is becoming very popular.
Yeah, no, it is. It
This
is.
one guy I talked to like a couple, like I think it was like 2 years ago. He recorded his gameplay. He had an i360 or whatever you call it, cam on his shoulder. Okay.
Oh, yep.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about? He had one of those, he had a scope cam, then he had a drone that his friend, this girl, was following him through the woods with a drone. So it was like filming
Huh.
while so she would move around trees and I was like, bro, this is insane. It was really cool.
I think it might have been. It was either for. I want to say it was for Syndicate. One of the guys on Mobros had a drone, and they were debating whether or not they should bring it, and it might be something cool to do. It might have been either. It was either Syndicate or Clawhammer. It's one of the two. I think we ended up not doing it. I forget the reasoning because I'm kind of a lug nut. I don't really pay attention to a lot of things. It's like, oh, I got the date. Cool. All right, I'll see you guys there.
Well, yeah, speaking of Mobros and that kind of stuff, why don't you introduce yourself and then give a little background, and then we'll go into how you started in Airsoft and you're, playing with Mobros and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm Dozer or Dylan. I'm the support gunner for Mobros Airsoft. I started Airsoft about a year ago. I think it's over a year now since Green Death at RPC Airsoft. And I a funny story how I started playing the Mobros. First day I went, I was like, I started Airsoft because I wanted to join the military at the time, but I was a little nervous, and so I kept seeing, stuff in the military, and I was getting sucked in, but like I was a little nervous, so I was like, let me try and substitute this with something that's close to it. So I started playing Airsoft, and I went to uh, Green Death, which is a 1 day milsim at our local field, and I was I knew that I started doing my research. I'll be honest. Like I started like looking up like RPC Airsoft, like looking up all this information. And I found the Mobros website or the page or YouTube, and I started watching all the videos. And I was like, man, these guys are cool. And I was like, and I saw one that was literally titled Green Death. I'm like, oh no way! I'm like, that's what I'm going to. And so I went there hoping to see them, but they were all at ArcLight that year. So
Uh,
only one of them was there, and I was kind of chat with him. I was on their team, and like towards the end of the day, some people were complaining about a drive home, and the guy on the Mobros, I was like, I got an hour drive back home, and they're like, oh, where do you live? And he's like, oh, I live in Belmont. That's where I live, and I was like, no way. So like, we chatted for a little bit, and then I left, and I'm driving home, and I left before that guy, and I'm driving home, and I see a car on the side of the road. I'm like, oh, well, sucks to be you, and I'm driving, and I see a guy in full military gear, and I'm like, huh, that kind of looked like that guy. And I turned back. I'm like, holy shit, that is that guy. So I pulled over, and the guy he was riding with, his car broke down. And I'm like, you live in the same town as me. I'm like, I can bring you home. And he's like, hold on. And we tried to help fix it. And he's like, okay, I'll take the ride. So I took him home, and I was gonna go to Feel Good Farms in New Hampshire the next day. And I dropped him off. I'm gonna go to Feel Good Farms tomorrow. I'm like, you want to come? And he's like, guys, like I'm a little short right now. And I'm like, well, I didn't ask if you had money. I'm like, I asked if you wanted to come. And he's like, sure. And so like we were down there, and he's like, you should apply for the Mobros. And I'm like, and like a little after the day of playing, I was like, actually, you know what? Why not? Right? I'll be going there often. I'm like, might as well be cool to have some teammates. And so I went down the next time they had on their calendar, they had a skirmish day down there, and met up with them and started my process. And then I was the way they do it is they want to have on their they have like all the on their schedule, they have what is it, they have like designated days that they put like where most of the team's going to try to come for like a skirmish event.
yeah.
So they require you go to two of their home events, which is at our home field, RPC, and then they have a requirement of one away game, which is like a milsim or like something like going to like extreme airsoft for like their big 3 day weekend thing, like an overnight trip to show that you're
Okay.
dedicated. So I'm
Right.
at the point where I now got to get one of those. I bought tickets last year for Blood Diamond and Anthropos. Both of them got canceled, and there was no more for the rest of the year. And I'm like, no, dude. I'm like,
What?
I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, I don't need to be a part of the team to go play with these guys. Like, it's whatever. And then like right after Christmas, we did like a team meeting, and they're like, Dozer, we're gonna give you a pass because you were gonna go. And I was like, cool. I told them the same thing. I'm like, I didn't really need to be part of the team. I'm like, I'm still gonna go play with you guys. But and then I finally got out to go to my first Milsim event, which was Syndicate 4, which you've probably heard. There's some mixed feelings about that one,
Yeah,
which probably
it was a little confusing, I guess. A little
yeah.
confusion going on.
They forgot we were supposed to like I think it was like second game. We were supposed to get like our squad was supposed to be the one that we were going to get like an advanced respawn towards like an objective. They just forgot to come get us. So we're like standing in the parking lot and the game's going on. We're like, was that a grenade? We're like, what time is that? And we're like,
Who
so like
started without us? What the
we're like,
hell,
fuck it,
man?
we're just gonna walk. And we started walking and we started getting shot at. We're like, yeah, the game already started. Like, what the
Oh
it
my
was
God.
it was so confusing. And then we did
Yeah.
like a that was of course for the big CQB part of the gameplay. It was find Nikolai in the basement or something. I don't know, but it was really cool footage. It was good. It was good fun. And then like second day rolled around, and a bunch of the Mobros were like, they've all gone and experienced crazy good mill thumbs like Anthropos or Clawhammer or something Stag Ops,
Mm-hmm.
and this was not up to their par. They're like, this is fucking stupid. They're like, every the rules are changing every 10 seconds. And second day comes and they're like, we're not gonna play. We're gonna request refunds. This and that. And I'm sitting there like, man, this sucks.
Like
I'm like,
the first two you signed up for got canceled. This one's a
yeah.
debacle. You can't finish a full freaking Nilsen with these
I'm
guys.
like,
Like, what is
come
going
on.
on?
And I will say, normally they would not do that. They would never. They will
Oh
always
no, huh?
play. They're very, very good people, but I completely understood why. I'm like, of course, though. This is my luck, right? The one
Oh
I
yeah,
go to. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, some people can be like, "Those, you gonna play?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna play." I'm like, I paid like $150 for this ticket. I paid like $150 for the hotel. I'm like, I'm gonna go play. I'm like, because they're not gonna give you a refund, and they didn't.
right.
I thought, minus like the rule changes and sometimes and then the kind of poor refs, I thought it was a blast. I
Yeah,
just went there. I'm a support gunner. I just shoot shit. I'm like, why
yeah,
should I care? And it was
right.
really cool because then the last game of the day, half of the players were gone. By the way, like half of them. Like it was. And they're like, no limits. They're like, all grenades, still no smokes, grenades in and out. I think it was no, still not outside of buildings. Grenades in buildings, as many as you want. Everybody can carry as much. I'm like, cool. And I'm like, at this point, I'm thinking, I'm like, I have no squad. I can just do whatever the hell I want.
Right.
And then one of my buddies was like, Dozer, wait up, wait up. And it was Ghost from Mobros. And he's like, I'm going to come too. And I'm like, cool. And I think one other ended up coming. It was one of our recruits. And we got set with this, like another squad. And my M249 is full weight, so it's heavy. So like I
Oh
don't like to
boy.
run. I
Yeah.
can run, but I don't like to run. So
No.
like everybody's walking down the path, and I'm like, I love this. And then out of nowhere, everyone starts running. I lose the entire squad. You can actually see it on the GoPro. I'm looking for my squad at the opening, and they're like running up this hill, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure in the video I say, fuck it, we're going this way. I just started like running the other way, and like the whole objective was to find them, and I never did, but I walked past them multiple times, and I just wandered around, just shot shit, yeah, just getting into random firefights,
Yeah.
yelling random insults at people. I'm like just running around, like the comment, like, yeah, fuck you too, buddy. Like just being a menace, and it was a blast.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad you made some fun out of the you had some fun out of that because yeah, you don't want to travel, spend money on this stuff, and then
Yeah,
like it just falls apart and then you're disappointed. Like at least they at the end they were just like open up the rules and like, okay, you can do this and do that, whatever, so that you
yep,
guys can
yeah,
go have some fun. That was cool.
yeah. Because like my day, because it was Friday, show up, set up camp, and like kind of hang out, explore the AO, and then like Saturday, Sunday was the play day. So like Friday morning, like it was a rough day. Like woke up like my car right now is like kind of going, so like I didn't really want to drive it 5 hours to New York. So I was like, all right, I'm like, let me see. I got a carpool option with Joker, and so my day started. Wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, get ready, get all my stuff packed, drive to Joker's house. He lives in Maine. Unload all my stuff, put it back in his because he got a little U-Haul. Then drove from Maine to Massachusetts to pick up Ghost, and then put all his stuff in there. Then from Massachusetts to New York, we got there at like 3. So I was like
Good
12 hours
God,
of straight traveling. It,
bro.
like, it was I won't lie, it was a fun car ride.
I
All the
mean,
guys.
yeah, you make it fun, but
Yeah,
damn, son,
it was
that's
it was a long
crazy.
day because I took like a milestone picture, so it'd be like a 4:20 in the morning. It's like pitch black outside, and it's like early start to the day, and then it's like you get to the other first half stop, and it's like now 6:30. You're like, yep, we're still going. You get to Mass,
Hmm.
it's now like 8. You're like, well, we're still here, and it's like halfway market in New York, we're still going. It's like 1 o'clock,
Oh God.
and then you get there, you got to lug all this stuff all the way because the guy I parked with, he has like a back truck tent, like sleeps in the bed with like a
Oh,
special like tent.
yeah, I've seen
So the
those.
parking lot was like up in the top, and then there's like a walk across the small parking lot down like a hill with steps, and then walk to the far corner. So it was like multiple trips of just like long walks with like crate full of gear, big machine gun, all these packs, food, water, coolers. It's like it was a
Good
rough
God.
walk,
Yeah, it is.
but luckily, I didn't have to do much of the cleanup because I played the last game and nobody else did. So they all packed up the whole camp while I was playing. I was like, all I had to do was just lug my stuff back.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm glad
was.
you had some fun out of it though, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I got to travel and play Airsoft. I'm like, that's fun enough as it is. I'm like,
Right?
all I had to do was just block out the stupid rules. I didn't have
Yeah.
any grades, so I was like, I don't care. What's the
Right,
what's the
right.
difference? But there was like a bunch of confusion, and anytime there was like confusion, I was just like, I'm gonna go this way. And just kind of just
Yeah,
walked
yeah.
off,
Can
jumped
we
around, and
just,
jumped around.
yeah, like, where's somebody I can shoot? Let's just go
Yeah,
blast
right.
somebody.
Like I got this big ass gun here. I'm like, let me go use this real quick.
Right.
It was
Oh
funny
yeah.
though, 'cause, like first game, like I'm expecting this to like I knew there would be dead spots, you know, to mill some, but I was like expecting right off the gate would be like some big bet. It was not. It was not.
Yeah.
We got to the first building, which I highly underestimated the run, and it killed me.
Oh yeah.
I thought the run was way shorter than it was. It was like a solid like 2.5 minute run to our first building that we were trying to get to. So like I usually like I'll haul ass. I'll do it. Like, and it's funny because you'll see it in the video. I'm sprinting and like I'm like top five guys in the front of like all like 150 behind. Like I'm hauling, and then I'm going, and you can hear the it's getting louder and louder,
Uh-huh.
and well, I'm like about to be a halfway point now. I'm like in my brain, I'm like I'm not making it. I'm not making it. I'm gonna pass out on the side of the ground right here because I got extra water, extra BBs. I got my own camelback, my plate carrier. I got extra batteries. I got 15-pound gun, helmet. I got belt. I got like I have because I have full three full mags of ammo.
Hmm.
I got like everything, and that's like I'm very heavy. So I'm like we get to the we get to the building before the building, and we went over this like 17 times because Matty Mo knows we are kind of dumb, and I know this is the wrong building, but my squad lead runs to the building, and at this point, I'm like, fuck it, I can stop for a minute. So I go off the path to get to this wrong building just so I can walk. And it lasted like 5 seconds because Matty Mo was directly behind us. So I'm like, shit. Then we get to the building, and then like I think it was like I don't think I fired it off like the first 50 minutes, maybe hour.
No.
So yeah, oh yeah, because we got to the
Oh,
first
that's
building,
crazy.
we were supposed to protect it, but the squad that went ahead of us didn't let them get past, so we just stood there. So then we moved up to the next building, and I'm standing there, and I got this 15-pound gun. Sling is like tearing into my shoulder,
Oh yeah.
and like I'm looking, and I'm getting like slightly angry because like I'm looking at these windows because I can't use my gun because the barrel has to break the plane of the window or
Yeah.
doorway, so I can't shoot. So I'm looking at all these tiny little like chest rig, 8 mags, little 5-pound M4 like sitting in the window, and I'm like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, move. But I'm like, I'm too
Yeah.
nice. I won't say move. So I'm like standing there, and I'm like I'm just standing and standing. Then Maddie was like, the fuck you doing? And I'm like, waiting. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. And he goes, some random person looks at me. He's like, get the fuck off the window. He moves, and I take it. And then as soon as I hit the window, like I started seeing people, started shooting.
Oh,
It
good.
was it was a little slow at first, but then right after that, it just started going, and it was fun. And then
Well,
like,
now you know. You need to
yeah, oh
be
yeah,
up. Yeah, you need to be up in the front with that gun so you can lay down covering fire and
oh yeah. I
suppressing
knew
fire
what
and all that
knew
shit.
what I was supposed to do, but like I'm thinking like I should be there, but then I'm like they also paid for the ticket too. But I'm like, I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
well, they can go find another freaking hole, okay?
Yeah. And like I get there, we get firefights, and then like there wasn't really like another long period of time, like that long without firing, because you know, everybody's like, oh, you have a machine gun, at the end of every game you should have no more ammo. It's like, yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. I'm like, I have 2,500, I have I have a half of 5,000 BB bottle in my magazine. I'm like, shit's expensive. I'm like, if I'm going to a skirmish game, I'm not doing that. Like, so this is my first like I go hard games. Like I was kind of like going, and then like I think it was like I think it was like after the first game, I started second game. I was like, I realized how much I didn't shoot, and I was like, oh, I just gotta start shooting. So like I
Yeah.
just started like overshooting everything, not people obviously, but
Right, right.
I just oh, you're getting suppressed, yeah, here, let me help you out, like lay down.
Yep.
It's like 4 full minutes of just like nonstop, like I was just going.
Any kind of hard cover, if you have a machine gun, any kind of hard cover, just shoot the shit out of it. Like you want to
Oh
make
yeah,
as much noise with those BBs as possible.
oh
Like
they
you want
did.
it hitting anything around these people that are trying to move somewhere, to keep them suppressed. Like those tin cans, the shipping containers,
Yeah.
blast the shit out of those. Those things are
Oh yeah,
so
those.
loud. I mean, stuff like
Yeah.
that, trees, like everything, bro. Just lay it down.
Oh yeah. No, you just gotta go for it. And then I slowly started realizing that, and like we hit like Clawhammer, and it was like a whole different game. Like I was like Clawhammer was cool, I will say, because like they had like some rules like support gunner can't carry any I think it was any extra mags for any players. You
Oh,
couldn't
only your own.
support, yeah, support gunners were not allowed to reload their own magazines. They had to have
Yep. Like
a
an
gunner
A
loader.
gunner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I buddied up with one of my with one of the Mobros. You know, we were doing that, and I was just shooting everything. And
Yeah.
that was the first game that I had gone to where we were allowed to use smokes. So I think it was, I can't remember the brand name, but they were there. There was an Airsoft brand that had set up a big tent there, and they were selling smoke grenades. And I'm like, I gotta buy some grenades. I'm like, I never thrown a smoke grenade. And fun fact, I didn't throw any that game either. So
Oh, really?
I mean, here, I mean, I didn't have any smoke grenade pouches, which was unfortunate. So I bought some janky little side pouch, and it
Oh,
just
yeah.
holds. Like, it has like the smokes,
Oh, there you go.
smoke. I think I have two EG67s in here,
Oh, okay.
and
Nice.
it does not look good. But I was like, you know what, it works.
Let's
I'm
see your
like,
setup, man. Let's see your rig. That looks awesome.
yeah. All right, so I got,
It doesn't have to be all, Gucci shit. I
yeah,
mean,
right. Like, I mean,
yeah, who
I bought
cares?
this plate carrier for $75 on Amazon.
There you go.
It works. So I got in here. I don't have them in because Clawhammer didn't allow it, but I have 4 mag spots. I have pistol speed loader. I think this is a map. Oh, frequency channels that my team uses.
Dude. Matty Mo showed me that the first time I think the first or second time we talked, I was like, that's the shit right there, bro. Yep.
Yeah, I stuffed a map in there because I saw them. I'm like, I'm probably gonna get lost.
Yeah.
I got dead rags for Syndicate. These were bandage placements, but dead rags. I wanted you to have a bunch of extras.
Yeah.
I got my radio set up. I
Nice.
got the wire coursed through up to PT.
Okay.
And then, oh, well, the smoke grenade pouch and the grenade pouch, you saw that.
Yeah.
And then in the back, I have my flat pack with my camelback. Tube goes through the shoulder band.
Mm-hmm.
I just tuck it inside, it just stays there. I don't even know if I have anything inside. Oh, got a poncho. That's essential.
Nice. There you go.
I think I have like an Allen key tool in here.
Ah. Like a quick repair or something, or
Yeah. Oh, trap bags, because my gun has I have the Mark 46 M249, so it has holes where the battery goes. So I bring spare trash bags to cover that.
case of rain. Smart.
Yeah, I had to use it before. And then tool
Yeah.
for pistol.
Hell yeah.
It works. It does the job. It's kind of finite. You kind of give and learn as you go.
Yeah, that's a good setup though.
I'd show the guns, but I think they're in my basement. I'd have to go grab those.
Oh, that's fine. You can
Yeah.
show them next time. When I have you on again. I usually have people on more than once. So you could do a gun show then.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a stock M249 46.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it.
we had my son got a 249 that was I really can't remember the brand. But it was full metal, same thing you're talking about. And it was
Might have been H&K.
might have been. And this thing was badass. He actually did a video on it. I'll have to look it up so I can remember what the hell it was. But anyway, that thing was heavy. And the first mil sim, he was like, yeah, I signed up as a machine gunner. I'm gonna take this. I was like, you're gonna carry that around for 3 days. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I said, okay. He's like, it's only 12 pounds. I said, yep, you're right. It's only 12 pounds. I'm sitting there laughing like, bro, I carried an M16A2 when I was in with a full clip. It's like 9 pounds, right? It doesn't sound like a lot.
Oh, it becomes
Carry
a
it for
lot.
3 hours, bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Your biceps are like, holy shit. Your neck, if you have it on the sling, your shoulders like, holy shit.
Like playing at skirmish events, I've started to notice that the toll it'll take on my body isn't as bad as it would be for a milsim, but I'm like I'm driving like an hour to come play some fuck around airsoft. I'm like, this is not becoming worth it. I'm like, I love this thing, But then like you go to like I went to like syndicate and I'd never done like never carried it around for so long. By the end of syndicate, we're like putting all our stuff away, like moving my arm like this, like it's just pain down like the neck and the back of the shoulder, and I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my god, I'm like this is bad. I'm like I got to get either a better sling or I got to get a not as heavy gun. It's
Yeah.
it hurts. It hurts. Like I said, like playing with like an hour game, come back to the parking lot, take it off, like take an hour break. You'll be tired, but it
Yeah.
won't be that bad. But
Yeah.
it's
Well,
tough.
so you're going to be tired the first day. The next day is usually that's when it starts really like the soreness and the pain kick in the next day, like after
Oh
that
yeah,
first day of, and that's what really restricts your movement because you're not just tired. Like the first day you're tired, like, okay, this is bothering me, but
yeah.
there's not a whole lot of pain, like actual pain involved. And like, okay, it's annoying, right? It's cutting into my shoulder, it's cutting into my trap up here, but the next day you're like, your body says, fuck you, bro. This
Oh
hurts.
yeah, it hates you. Yeah, 'cause
That's when you're like, okay, I got to figure out how to move from this spot to that spot
without
without
damaging my further.
like hurting any more than I am right now. Yeah, that's why in the military they you train and you train and you train with all your gear and stuff so that your
Oh
body
yeah,
gets
you
used
just
to
get
it.
acclimated.
Yeah, and that way you don't want to be thinking about your body hurting when you're trying to do something important. That's
Right,
gonna
like fight for your life or fight for
yeah,
somebody
no
else's. You
shit.
want it, yeah.
Right, yeah. You want to be used to all that stuff and it takes a
Oh
minute.
yeah,
I told
it
my
does.
boys, don't buy brand new boots for a mil sim. Like you can
Mm.
buy them, but make sure if you do buy them 2 or 3 months before and wear them for work, like one day a week or something, to break them in.
Yeah, I bought my. I was scared when I first started because I was like, my first airsoft kit was so bad. I thought I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be so cool. I'm gonna buy an all black airsoft kit. So I got like black helmet, black plate carrier, like black mask. I go to Green Death and it is fucking hot. I'm wearing like carpenter pants and like a long sleeve like black shirt and I got like steel toe work boots on.
Oh yeah.
I was stoked after like the first 30 minutes. I get into the car after the event and I go, I'm fucking returning all of this shit and buying it in multicam. I'm like, I can't do that again. And then I did.
That's hilarious.
But boots, I was super scared for because I figured, it's like Oakley's or like, some like it's gonna be expensive. And I'm searching on Amazon. And I find this brand. I think I have them over here. I forget what it was, but I was looking for budget.
Yeah.
My boots are not clean. What's the brand? Oh, Free Soldier. They were like $65.
Okay. They look cool.
They're completely waterproof. Like
Nice.
unless they're submerged for a long time, but they do the job. They work. They got good traction.
Were they pretty comfortable when you first put them on? They look like they'd be kind of comfortable because
They're
they're
very
not
comfortable.
real stiff. Yeah.
It's got like gripped like a what's it called? Like a gripped sole on the inside of the boot. It's got like some like bumps so your feet stay.
Hmm.
Unless you're like wet, your feet don't slip as long as you're
Oh,
tying tight
okay.
and stuff.
That's kind of cool.
Honestly, for 65, $75, they're I'd say they're pretty good in
So
comparison. I haven't tried any others, but
these guys, my boys, they the first thing events they went to, they did the same thing. They went all black.
yeah,
And they were like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. And
yeah, no, it's a rough learning curve.
I'm going to tell you who has a really funny video about that is, well, he talks about it more than once, is Admin Airsoft. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but if you follow him on Instagram and he's got a YouTube channel where he started a podcast a couple months ago and where he's just by himself kind of going over like topics. And one of the videos he did was about people wearing all black and he lives in Florida. So he's like,
Oh,
if you, he's like, one of the memes and stuff that he's done is like, this is where I draw the line or, I said what I said kind of type of thing. It's like,
yeah.
if you wear all black, don't do it. Just don't do it. He goes on in this whole rant about people, new guys wearing all black. Okay. I mean, it doesn't blend in anyway. Like, I understand you want to
No,
be, it's because these guys did the same thing. Our first pictures on Instagram are of these guys in their all black outfits. And they're like, yeah, we're cool. And then they go to the event and they're like, shit.
I'm hot.
Not only that, they stood out like a sore thumb, bro. Like, you can't even blend in.
I bought an all multicam kit, and then because I was also kind of looking at the team, I was like, what are they kind of wearing? Like they do OD green. I'm like, and a lot of them they were like most of the time they were wearing multicam. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'll buy multicam, so I got like I got my pants, my uniform, top stuff like that, and I want to say, oh, Syndicate. We don't even go multicam because they like they a couple some events started getting like stricter with the multicam, so it can't be like desert cam or like woodland. It's got to be
Yeah.
like multicam or like some. It's like always like a different type that's not just straight multicam. So like we were like, all right, we're not doing that. So like I think when we went to when we went to Syndicate, we did the OD green. So like I had like an OD green top and like some OD green pants, and then the kit obviously you just had to have a OD green helmet cover. That was it. The kit, I like belt, everything like that didn't matter. We got some from because we were cartel. We got some funny photo shoots from that, which are pretty good. One of the guys, I'm blanking on the airsoft team name, which makes me upset and I feel bad. But
They won't know.
he made prop drugs. So like he took like flour and like stuffed it in a bag, like a plastic bag, like rolled it up tight so it looked like a brick.
Yeah.
He made crystal like blue crystal rock candy.
Nice.
Did the same thing, and so I think it was like after like the first day, he's going around all the time. He's like, "You want to buy this from me?" Like messing around, and he comes over to us, and I'm looking at it. All I brought for candy was I think it was like Mr. Good bars. So I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I have no cash on me." I'm like, "I got, I got beef jerky," and he goes, "I'm listening." So I gave him like 90% of my like mini like snack size like beef
Yeah.
jerky packets. Even like 90%, like 6 or 7 full packets. Like I just gave it to him, and I got it and I kept it. I didn't eat from it because I wanted to keep it for like photo shoots. And so we're doing the photo shoots, and we find like a bathroom, and one of the guys sits down and like pulls his pants down and like keeps under and like he sits on the toilet, and they're taking like people are taking turns out with the photo. And in my brain, I'm like, I got the greatest idea ever. Uh, but they took when I was going to do mine, the person that took it before used the rock candy. So I'm like, "Yo, give me my candy back!" And some guy is at the end, like in the doorway. He tosses it back. Terrible throw. Lands on the ground. Splits right down the middle. And I'm like, but I'm like,
No.
and then like quickest reaction, like, oh, I can make a good photo of that. I'm like, we have a guy. This dude's a behemoth. He's like 6'4". Like he's a big dude. So we call him
Yeah.
Squatch. I'm like, Squatch, give me your dummy knife. He goes, okay. So I take the dummy knife, and I kind of scoop some up like from the crack of the bag up under the knife. And I'm sitting on the toilet, big gun on my lap, and like it looks like I'm doing drugs.
Oh shit. Is this on your Instagram?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I gotta pull this up. What?
do it. It's a good photo. There's a couple variants. It's honestly one of my favorite photos from the event.
So do you have a separate Instagram for airsoft?
Yeah, it should be Dozer Airsoft, I think. If you can find any of the Mobros, I'll be linked in the comments
Oh
of it.
shit. Because I'm the only one I have is your personal one,
Yeah, yep.
which is all the hockey stuff, which I want to get into, but um okay, so I'll have to search it. What is it? Dozer Airsoft?
Actually, no, it should be. I think it's actually call sign Dozer. Let me pull up my Instagram. It is
Because I want to pull
call.
this picture up.
Yeah, it's call sign underscore underscore Dozer.
Oh, this is cool, dude. Was it a video?
It's like I don't. It was weird. I think it's like a moving like video call or photo collage. I think you can pause them
I
too.
can pause it. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. That one was Matty Mo's idea.
That's it right there. Oh, that's funny, dude. You little crackhead, you.
Yeah, right. It was like it's like what's it, Heisenberg or Breaking Bad's blue crystal meth or whatever, something
Right.
like that. Yeah, it was
Oh, so
good.
this is is this your one of your setups here?
Yeah, snow camis, they're just like pullovers, like thin, like they're kind of water resistant a little bit, but they're thin like pullovers. So I was using those when we were playing in the winter.
Nice, dude. That's your gun there. Okay.
Yep.
Is this your first M4?
Yeah,
Or what is it?
that's my
Okay.
yeah, that's the what is it? Why am I blanking?
This is when you first started. This is a year ago.
Yeah, that was the day. That was the guy I was telling you about. How we went to Feel Good Farms. That was the second day I ever played.
Oh, okay. Oh,
What's
dude, that's cool
laser
looking.
tag?
Did you paint that?
Yeah, fun story about that. I did that with spray paint and McDonald's napkins.
Nice.
And I painted it, but I didn't realize how much Lancer Tactical was hated in the airsoft community. So
Yeah.
I thought that, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's a sweet M4. What brand is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, Lancer Tactical." They're like, "Oh, never mind." I was like, "Okay." So like,
You got to
it
make up
ended
a
up being
name,
a joke.
man.
Yeah, it ended up being a joke that in the on my team was that it was the reason I painted it was because it was Laser Tactical, and I was trying to hide my shame.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
there was
cool, man.
the UBG zombie event. That was a good one. That was fun. It was a little overpriced, but it was fun. And it was late when we ended. I think it started at dark, so it had to start at like 7 or 8 and went to like 12.
Yeah.
But that was good. This one's funny. I think it was Matty Mo. I
Nice.
think Matty Mo started. He's like super cringe edit coming to you guys, and then Ghost was like, "Oh, let me follow that," and he did one, and I saw it, and I'm like, "Oh, let me follow trend."
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I like those where they jump up and
When they land,
come
they have the
down.
kid.
Yeah, they land in their kit. It's cool. Yeah, man, what a good team to be a part of too. Organized, good dudes.
Oh, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Any problems we have, we resolve them. Unfortunately, I won't say the name of him, but the guy on the left of that picture, we had some problems with him. He was on the team for a long time, and couple people kind of like knew he was in the military. Like he had talked to me about it, stuff like that. And we were like, oh, I think we were on the drive home from the UBG zombie event. Now, I hadn't because he had told me like something happened and he didn't fully finish boot camp. He got hurt, and then like I thought that was it. And then somebody said, oh yeah, I know about him being in the military. He was shot in the knee, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm talking to him about it, and he's telling me all these things, and he's telling me, he was like a Marine sniper, and he was, he'd killed people, and he killed a kid, and all this. And he was telling me his
Mm.
longest shot, and I kid you not, he said the longest shot, the distance he had told me it was. I looked it up. It was longer than Chris Kyle's longest snipe. I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's a little odd, but I'm like, whatever. Like, why would someone lie about that? He was lying about it. We found
Well,
out we found out about it because we were at a big team event like at Matty Mo's house. And Matty Mo was like, something came up about him in the military. Matty Mo was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were in the military." And I'm like, "Oh," like just joking around, like had a couple of drinks. And like, I'm like, "You didn't know you were in the military?" I'm like, "Huh, what a bad captain!" Like, just like messing around.
yeah,
And he's like, and a couple of days later, he was explaining. He's like, "Yeah," and I felt bad. So like I said, looking at it, and he went back and he looked through all the events that the guy had gone through or gone
yeah.
to in like the last like 2 3 years, and there was zero. There wasn't even enough time between any of them to where he could have gone to boot camp.
Yeah, anytime somebody says the special forces and when they're eager to tell you that they've been in combat and killed people, then that's a red flag, you know? And
Yeah, and like I'm just very thick skulled when it comes to that, like, cause
oh no,
like
no, that's not, dude, that's not a on you. I'm just saying, like, as far as like me and some of the guys that are military veterans, if we talk to people, it happens to us too. Like I worked with a guy. So I started this job. This is like years ago, and one of the factories I went to that I switched to, whatever. When I first started there, getting to know the guys on the floor, and it was a factory,
yep,
and
yeah, I know how
they're
that
like,
is.
"Oh, you were." One of the guys said, "Oh, I was in the army." He just brings it up. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I was in the military as well." And so we start talking. And they're like, "Oh yeah, this other guy over here says he was in the army for but he's got some crazy stories." I said, "Oh yeah." So I don't care. Like, I don't care if somebody lies. I don't care if somebody makes up shit or whatever. That's on them. Whatever. If they want to make up shit, like, okay. I mean, they're not hurting anyone.
Right.
I think it's ridiculous, but whatever. So this guy, he tells this story that he was Army Special Forces, and to complete his Spec Ops training, he had to go hunt and kill a deer with only a hunting knife. Okay. I said, what? Where? What? I was like, bro. So he had this
That's
really
when you whip.
elaborate
That's when you whip
story.
out the. Where'd you go to boot camp again?
Yeah. So I go, oh, so when did you go to boot camp? Nobody forgets that, bro. Okay.
Oh
I
no.
went in 1989. Okay. And I don't forget the day. I'm sure when I get old enough, I'll probably forget everything. But, I remember October 11th, 1989 was my ship day. That's when I got left for boot camp that night. So it's, you don't forget that. He's like, oh, I went in the summertime. And I was like, in the summertime? Like what day, when did you go? Cause you seem pretty young. That's what I was asking. I was like, you seem pretty young. Like how long were you in? And, oh, a few years. And I'm
Mm-mm.
like, what?
No.
And
A few
he was in
years
his
special
early
forces.
20s. And I was like, you went in after high school, you went spec ops. That takes a couple years anyway by itself. And you went, what? And he's like, yeah, I went in the summertime. I was like, no, what day did you leave? And so he changed the subject. And I was like, oh, that's when I realized. I was like, okay. And then I heard the deer story. I was like, oh, I started laughing. I was like, all
You're
right,
one of those.
yeah, yeah, you're one of those guys. And so one of the guys actually on the team came over and asked me, he's like, so you know that guy's full of shit? And I said, yeah, he's full of shit, bro. I said, but I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. He's like, doesn't it bother you when somebody, and I said, no, I don't care. Like stolen valor, all that stuff. Whatever, bro. Like if you want to walk around in a pretend uniform and act like you were at, whatever, you're playing Halloween. It's
Yep.
fine. You're playing dress up. But anyway, yeah, we all encounter those guys, once in a while. It's kind of sad,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, I was a sniper and I killed people. Yeah, okay, dude. Like you wouldn't just go tell people that on purpose.
Yeah.
So I brought up your YouTube channel. Now that I've seen your actual airsoft Instagram, I can't believe we've been talking, we've been chatting for a couple weeks on on your. I didn't even know you had the airsoft one, dude. You know what you should do is link your
Yeah.
airsoft one in your personal one.
I
All
was
right.
at first I was like, I'm like, all my high school friends are high school friends are on there.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, I got you. Well, that
and then
makes
I was like,
sense.
I mean, and then I kind of like, I was like, I don't really care. I started posting them like my videos or like intros or like previews. Like I have my first ever preview I did was on the first syndicate video. I posted that on TikTok and that did pretty well. And
Okay.
then I was like, fuck it. Like I'm just gonna post this stuff on my main Instagram, my main TikTok. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, once okay, who cares? You've been
Yeah,
out of high
yeah,
school.
yeah.
All right, so this is your YouTube. You just started. Where's the okay, this is the syndicate. Is this the one you were running? You were talking about running to the building?
No, that's the first one. That one right there. Yeah,
This one here.
yeah. It was brutal. The intro was my favorite part. I really like the intro.
I don't think you probably won't be able to hear the sound. I don't know. Bro, that's a lot of people outside of this one building. Holy, like one doorway.
Yeah, we were trying to brute force it. I was a little curious about it, but
Yeah.
so yeah, that was Ghost. I think you've had him on here before.
Yeah.
Yeah, good dude.
Oh, that dude's going without a hat or nothing, man. I hope he doesn't get hit in the forehead. Woo.
I know those people are
Top of the
something.
head. Oh, that's a big building too. Oh, a bunch of.
Oh, they were in squares each corner. So
Oh, that's
Ghost
wild. What
Ghost
is
was
this
squad lead,
place?
so he's right. It's an abandoned correctional facility.
No shit.
Yeah, so this was the building where I saw him go, and I knew it wasn't the right one, but I knew I could stop.
Oh yeah.
And then Matty Mo shows up shortly after, starts yelling at us, so we had to go again. And the worst part is, I'm winded, I'm like dying,
Right.
and this guy, that Squatch, he leads me the wrong way. There's no door there, so we got to walk back again. So I'm like,
Yeah.
we start getting shot at down that path straight ahead
Okay. Yep.
because it's like the AO is like an L. So like we started one and they started the other. So like we were trying to get to that point, the intersection, right at the middle building.
I mean, this is cool, man. Like, look at this place.
Yeah, I have a little dying session right here. I was dying. And then we realized there's nowhere to go up into the building from the basement, so we had to leave.
Yeah. Oh, right, right. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, these are kind of crazy looking buildings, man, how that's spread out.
They were awesome to play in.
I'll bet.
I had to I had a 50-foot minimum engagement distance because I had the saw, and I wasn't allowed to shoot anybody inside of buildings
Yeah.
uh, unless I was outside of the building shooting into it, or if I was in the building, I had to have a pistol.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool, man. So how what is this your what's the first time you recorded back here?
Yep, that was at RPC. I think that was a few weeks. I think that was maybe a week or two after I got my call sign, which was a funny story.
Did Yeah, how did you get your
There's a building in a at RPC, and it's called Rock House, and it's like there's like a couple small structures, but not buildings where you can go in. They're like they look like little small wooden buildings, but you can't go in.
Yeah.
There's like one or two, and it's actually and there's I'm sorry, there's actually two buildings you can go in, and it's called Rock House, and it's called Rock House because it's by the massive boulder that's called Rock, and it has like a big rock in the building, and so we were in there, and I think I came up with like a temporary somebody gave me a temporary call sign. I think it was war crimes.
War
And
crimes? Okay.
yeah, because I killed a big squad of kids, so they called me war crimes. uh, and this was before I put in my application for Mobros. So I was running in. It's actually this building here. It didn't happen in the video, but there was a rock. I think it's to the left. I might not be in the right spot, but we were getting shot at. There's like a tiny little cubby that I was hiding in, and we were getting shot at, and trying to spot it. Yeah, the cubby is like behind me on the far left. You can't see it from the video, but
Is this in the video where you go into it?
no, no, not I didn't have it recorded. I hadn't started recording
Oh,
yet.
oh,
So
okay,
straight
okay.
ahead of me and to the right, there's like like in the center by the tree. There's like a small cubby, like it's like a little small room,
Okay.
and I think and I was running because the some other squad that was like another team was pushing in, and all I had was a bunch of kids around me, and they were all dead. And I was like, all right, I'm out of here, bro. Like I'm not because like we had cover coming from that window I'm looking at, so they couldn't enter. And then I'm like, all right, cool. So I peek out, they're still shooting. I look back, and my cover's sprinting away, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. They're gonna come in here, and I'm gonna get shot point blank. And so I'm like, let me try to reposition. So I started running, and there's like a little T intersection. It's like a wall and then a T, and that's the doorway you go through. And so I sprint, and I grabbed the wall and like went to like swing my body through it, and I got shot like right in like the ass like 6 times, and I actually ripped the wall off and like threw it down on myself as I fell.
Oh shit.
And then that when I told them about that story, and that's why the wall now there is like really loose and weak.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's fine. Like, we should call you Dozer. And I'm like, all right, well, that works.
Oh, that's
Because
funny,
yeah,
dude. I love
I
it
was
though.
like,
Great nickname.
yeah, because like I was like, Dozer would actually work, and like, oh, that's why they call you Dozer. I'm like, okay, they're like, okay, that makes sense. Like, that works. I'm like, yeah, like I thought that'd be pretty funny, and it works because I'm a support gunner. It's a kind of a badass name for a support gunner.
Yeah, it is. Yep. That's cool, man. So what do you got? What do you got planned for the rest of the year? You guys, are you going any other mill sims with these guys or?
I'm not. So this weekend we have the annual team barbecue at Matty Mo's grandparents' house. So I'm going to that, and then the day after we're gonna go play some skirmish airsoft at RPC. And then I think the week after that, we all decided that we were gonna rent a boat, and we're gonna we call it the Mo Boat Day. And
I love it.
so we're just gonna like get the boat, like go out to like some sandbars and have some drinks, toss the football around, and then right after that we're going back to Mattymo's house and doing a big 21 plus night because the boat only fits, I think it was 12 people.
Hmm.
And honestly, we didn't even sell out of the tickets, but I bought a ticket. I'm like, hell yeah, that is something I need to do.
Yeah, that's
So
cool,
we're gonna
man.
do that, and then go do 21 plus night, and then they are going to Broken Arrow. I know that I won't be going to Broken Arrow. I want to leave end of August, so like the Mo Boat Day and like 21 plus night is kind of like my going away. So like
Oh,
we
you want to
go,
go to boot camp by then?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's gonna be like my big like, all right, won't see you for a while, kind of like night.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're going to Broken Arrow. They have other events that I know they're going to. I think they're going to another Stag Ops event this year. They have it on their schedule.
Nice.
Let's do that. Yeah, they're. I'm pretty sure they're doing like another good bit amount of events. No, my Wi-Fi is
I
having a
just had
stroke.
that the guy that started Stag Ops,
Yeah, I
Gordon.
saw that on your recent one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool. He was a lot of history, man. A lot of history for the Northeast for Airsoft.
All right, so we got Broken Arrow, Stag Ops, Autumn Justice. Oh, I guess that looks like it's it for now, I guess. Dang. I
Yeah.
thought they had more.
That'd
Yeah. Stag Ops
be
in
cool though if you
September.
go if you do the what you're talking about, as like a going away. If you're able to leave for boot camp at the end of
Yeah,
August, that'd
right.
be cool.
We were at Clawhammer and my buddy Ghost is like, yeah, you said you go to the army, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you should let me have your M249 while you're gone. And I was like, I'm not gonna use it. I'm like, if you want to, you can take it. He goes, wait, actually? I'm like, yeah, I'm not an asshole. I'm like, I'm not gonna use it. It's just gonna sit there and collect dust and possibly break. I'm like, you just gotta promise me one thing. And he goes, what? And I'm like, you just gotta take some badass photos and videos with it. And he goes, oh, you know me. And I'm like, I do. So I give
And
him
don't
that.
break it.
Yeah, yeah. I said, also, if you break it, you're buying it. He's like, yeah.
That's it.
I'm like,
Yep.
yeah. I'm gonna give away those smoke grenades and grenades as well because I won't use them because the last event I'm going to is a skirmish event at RPC this weekend. So
Yeah.
and they don't allow anything. So
Oh, okay.
well, they allow like springers, I think, and
Gotcha.
like replica grenades, which is kind of annoying.
Just not the what do they call them? Hot or whatever. The ones that could catch shit on fire, basically.
Yeah, they don't allow any smokes and they don't allow any type of grenades for the same reason, possible fire.
Right.
So as long as if it's like a springer, obviously that's not going to start fire, so they don't care. Like no thunder bees. Actually, yeah,
Hmm.
no thunder bees. Like so it's like springers and like I think you can like designate like some type of object. Like you can use like if you have a grenade like a springer and you used it already and the BBs all flew out, you can pick it up again and you don't have to refill it if you throw it in and
Oh.
like it's like that's also allowed. But
Oh, okay. Cool.
grenades is like an honor system there, so like most places, it doesn't matter if the BBs hit you. If like you're within 10 feet, you
Right.
die.
You
And
have certain
whatever
radius. Yep.
building, yeah, whatever building you're in, if the grenade lands in your room and like springs out, even if the BBs don't hit you, you still die.
Yeah, it's
But
not like you don't have to get shot in the neck with a tag in that explodes on your head. Did you see that video
yeah,
where that dude got shot and it stuck right here in his in between his plate carrier and his neck?
ooh,
Oh,
I don't
and
think.
then it was a tag in Reaper round that explodes.
Oh,
So
bad.
he's behind this berm. I'm gonna see if I can find it because bro,
That is a
it's
wild.
crazy.
Like when I was younger, I wanted to play airsoft so bad, but and so like I ended up like watching like there's so many like YouTubers like Jet Desert and like Swamp Sniper stuff like that.
Yeah.
And while watching all them, you'll come across like top 10 biggest airsoft injuries. So you'll see like these crazy things like that dude that falls off like that second story roof while sniping or something, and like
Oh God, I know, right?
yeah, like steps
I saw
backwards.
that
And,
on uh WAG, WAG Entertainment.
yeah, yeah. Now that's a brutal one. That's like the other ones like they're scary, but like dude like took a step backwards and the building was like turned like it was an
Yeah.
L. Missed. He didn't realize. Stepped right off. Just fell backwards like 2 stories. And then you hear him at the end, he's like, oh. It's like, yeah, oh, he's hurting bad. Like that's the I have no more air in my lungs type breathe or muscles. I had the worst one. I'll say. We were coming away from a building and they took like the prisoner or something. It was at the last green death, and there was like this weird metal like gate post. So it had like rungs, and it was like on the ground, and it was between two trees in the building, and there was like a bunch of shrubbery, so I didn't
Yeah.
see it. And I ran over it for fine the first time, but then the second time when I came back, my foot slipped in between it, and I like slammed my shins real hard on it.
Mm.
and like it it like crippled me for like the rest of the day. Like it's funny because like the bump is still like right on my shin.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the video, but the dude stops it before it blows up.
Oh, I have seen that.
You see it?
Yeah, it's
Like
right
it
on.
bounced.
Oh. He's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I thought it was a Reaper round, but it's not. It was a thrown grenade. Yeah, so see, it's the thrown tag in, whatever one you throw.
Yeah. If
You can
you
see it
online,
bounce.
yeah, the bounce is fucking immaculate. Great bounce, but wish it didn't land in his neck.
Yeah. And you can see it's so crazy, dude.
Oh, the funniest part is he starts sitting up and it stays.
The sitting up is what made it stay, I think, and it just
Oh, you know what? Yeah, probably on my channel. I think it's the newest video I posted. A grenade gets thrown, like as I got
this
shot,
one might show it
and
actually.
it
Yeah.
lands like right in front of me.
Here we go.
Oh!
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's a good way to put it.
I know.
Hey everyone, you're joining us at the recent Lion Claws.
Oh, it was a Lion Claws event. Look at that.
Oh.
Slow-mo. Here, let's play the whole thing.
No relevance to the situation, just showcases how shittily V12 those grenades.
Oh my god, Stan.
That's a fast throw.
Oh!
What a just a crazy bounce.
Oh my god, dude. And he's looking right down towards it. He doesn't realize.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Blaine, are you okay? You okay? You okay? You okay? You okay? Can you breathe?
Yeah, he's
Skirmishes.
Yeah, Blaine.
Okay,
You
you
good?
know where you are.
Yeah.
You good?
I know. God.
All right.
Damn.
Awesome.
Oh, Blaine.
You okay? Can you look at me? What color are my eyes?
It's black right there.
All right, I'm not going to break seal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all sin. It's all burnt.
Oh, see, I never saw this one. This is awesome. This shows the afterwards. Okay. So he really doesn't even have a mark on his neck. Dude, that is crazy though.
That's such a wild bounce, though.
Yeah, it is. I love how this dude does all these different okay, so it was 3 years ago. Yeah. Valhalla Airsoft. Dude, I'll have to reach out to this guy and have him on. That'd be awesome. Get him on here and
That's
talk
a
about it.
wild. This is a
So
crazy
anyway, yeah, it's yeah.
Ooh, that's just
Don't do that for your last
Yeah.
going away thing, okay?
The only tagging round I ever used was at Operation Bulldog Bite. I think it was a field in Rhode Island. It was for something, but they were very strict about it, and a bunch of people were super upset about it. So they took a step back and they brought in Reaper chalk rounds, and they allowed you to use those. And they were really, really fucking expensive. It was like
Oh yeah.
it was like 60 for like maybe 60, 75 for like 4.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god, fuck that! I'm not buying that.
Bro,
But-
people, we go to these mill sims. I mean, I've been to 2 of them with my boys, or 3, and just as press. I didn't play, but I walked through filming that, when they go in, when they first, the first day they get there, and they'll go into where like the the shop is set up, where you can buy a bunch of stuff or whatever for the weekend, and tag-ins. This is back before they banned it and then re-released them. You have to have some kind of freaking
Oh yeah.
license bullshit with the ATF stuff, whatever, communist government control shit. So this is the we go in there, and these dudes, there's guys in front of us. I mean, they're dropping like 100 easy
Oh, yeah.
on grenades that they're just gonna toss that the next morning. Like, I'm just like, holy shit. Okay. Well, I mean, they came prepared.
Yeah. Like Matty Mill has like 3 full cases of EG 67s.
Yeah.
He buys them in bulk.
Oh yeah.
And what they're starting to do, I won't be around to do it. Hopefully, is they're gonna mass order like grenades and stuff. Like do like a big team order. Like everybody that wants them will put in like chip in money, and he'll buy like a massive, and they'll get like a bunch of grenades and stuff like that for events that allow it.
Yeah, it's smart the way he does it. I feel like because you know, when you have a team like that, he does like the team funds, you know, that you guys put into, and then he'll get stuff for the team so that everyone can use. It's a smart way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He has like I don't think it's a separate. It might honestly be a separate whole bank account.
It
I
is.
think yeah, and he has like
It's like a
like
business account
yeah,
thing.
and it has Mobros on the card. And we started this year. We started doing. We did a. I don't want to say team buy-in because that sounds bad, but it's
Doesn't
like
sound bad. I mean, that's kind of what it is, almost
yeah,
like
like I think it was like $150, shipping $150. You know, you get team shirt, my team patch, which is
he
actually, I
actually,
think,
yeah, he went over all that stuff the first time I had him on. He was talking about it and how people like your team when you join, yeah, you get all that cool stuff you put in.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, nice.
very nice team patch. It's a little dirty. I'm not gonna lie. Probably should clean this.
You don't want it too clean, man. Shit.
Got like the M11, which I
Yep.
chose. I got the patch, call sign, multicam. They did like a bunch of different. They did like, I think it was like an IR option.
Nice.
Big options for it and stuff, and then also went towards like, I want to say went or into like team funds, so like the extras, so like grenades or something like that, or like stuff like that, like emergency stuff like that.
It's a smart thing to do because when your team goes to an event, if they can, you know, you want all your teammates to have like the grenades or the smokes or whatever they need for whatever event, you know, so that they can have to be more effective as a team. Because if you just rely on, hey, everyone show up and make sure you bring a couple grenades with you, most people are going to forget. Okay. So
like he always, whenever we go to events, he asks everybody to pack extra for the people that forget.
Yeah,
which is also very smart.
Yeah, dude.
He does.
Yeah,
he does a lot.
yeah, he's very organized. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, even when he did his after action report for the, what do you call the that syndicate one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tuned in on that and was watching, so it was cool. He does the like the bullet points and all that. Actually, he there's probably at least 10 people, maybe more. I'm sure there's more that I've had on the podcast or am going to have on the podcast because of Matty Mo. In fact, one of his friends, one of our friends, somebody was commenting, joking around, saying the Matty Mo media or talent acquisition thing or something like that, that, you know, because he was setting so many people up with me, like sending people to me to be on the podcast, to reach out to be on a podcast. I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Matty Mo's a big supporter guy. Like as long as you're not rude or like, you know, you have like some vendetta or something against him, like he'll treat you very well. A lot of the hometown fields, like there was accusations about stuff, like, you know, him, like I don't even remember, but it was like the dumbest things, like, oh, at Feel Good Farms, a lot, I guess Mobros are not supposed to go to Feel Good Farms because they Matty Mo went to like a really bad event there, and some things happened, and some guy was giving them shit, and you know the story is made so many different variations, and and they're really funny to hear because like I know Matty Mo, like some of them was like, oh, Matty Mo punched a kid and you know there was alcohol in his breath, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure you did. But they're like horrible. And the funny part is that Matty Mo was the one who was trying to pull the guy away because it was one of his somebody that had went with him. He was trying to pull him away so that that guy didn't get into a fist fight. And then they left. Nobody got punched. Nothing happened. And then it's just,
that's wild how rumors go, bro. I'm telling you.
and they are. And it's like I reached out to a team, and we since this have like we squashed it. Everything's good. I think it's the Northeast Rangers. No, New England Rangers. New England Rangers. They're also a very frequent team that comes to a lot of RPC events, and I think it was I was trying to like my nicotine had just died, and I think I was asking around to see if anybody had one that I could hit, and I was hitting one from the sky. We were chatting, and a couple of team members come over, we're chatting, and I was like, oh, well, what do you guys do? You guys have a team? And they're like, oh yeah, New England Rangers. And I was like, they didn't know it was from Mobros. I was like, oh, you guys want to do a patch swap? Like, I don't think we have an extra one here, but he's like, I'll give you this one. He's like, I got one at home, so he pulled out. I'm like, oh, cool. So I go to my car and I pull off my Mobros patch, and I walk over to give it to him, and I hand it out. And he goes, oh, you with Mobros? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, that's okay, I don't want that. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, okay, like, like I'm not a very confrontational guy. Like, I don't want to. It's like,
Yeah,
it's Airsoft.
it's
So
whatever.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I'm like, is there like I go put it back? I'm like, is there something that you have like against the Mobros or something? And he's like, I just don't like their leader. He's like, Matty Mo's very, cocky. He's very arrogant. He's done some shitty things. And I'm like, oh, like now I'm interested. I'm like, oh, what are some of the things you heard? Because I'm kind of new to Mobros, and he tells me something, and then I'm like, well, I can tell you, I'm like that he didn't do that, but I'm not gonna push or whatever. And so like we ended. And I told him about it, and Matty Mo instantaneously, like I think when I told him it was later, so he didn't do it like that night. But very next morning, he messaged him. He's like, "Hey, I heard the incident, and he's like, I want to squash this. He's like, I want you guys to show up next weekend with us. Bring all your guys. Let's have a big team thing. Let's play it. We'll all get the same team. Let's go out, just shit on the competition. Just have a fucking great day." And then they reached out, and then they squandered it, and then it was like that day was done.
Oh, okay.
Like Matty Mo was
So
like,
he reached out to the team.
oh,
was-
like within the 24 hours, I told him about that thing, like instantly.
Yeah, that team that was talking about it.
Yeah, and then it's
Oh, that's
squashed, and
cool.
now we go around. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
in one of my videos I have posted, there's a clip of the guy that that had the thing happen to him. He was running in the woods, and he tripped and he scorpioned real bad, and it was really funny. And I'm pretty sure I think in the video I pointed and laughed at him and then put it in the video.
Oh shit.
But
Now they're
it's
gonna make fun of you, okay? Now they're gonna
Oh,
say rumors
I
about
hope
you.
so.
You're
I get
mean,
close by like 3
Dozer.
branches and one
You're
through
so
walls.
mean.
I put a lot of. I try to make I put like a bunch of memes in like my videos, so that's not just, it'll be like super super intense, and then it'll be like somebody trips and it's just like a meme, and then we'll keep going.
Yeah,
so like
right.
like a comedy break.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Like in one of my clips, Squatch starts like reciting the speech from like this Viking show, like Ragnar or something, like intimidating the shit out of these people that are like on the staircase above us. And like we go and we try to our goal is to win, but we try to also fuck around while we're trying to win.
Yeah, you gotta have fun.
It's
man.
always it's
not
just
that
a blast.
serious.
Any one of those guys, any problem you have, anything you run into, oh, that guy's not calling his hit, or something like that, like any gun breaks, we have so much variety of the team. Like we have the jokesters, or the people that are sort of new coming in, or like the experienced ones. We get the gun techs. We just like, it's just a variety of everybody. Like we like gun techs. Like I always go to Joker, who's on our team. Any question about a gun, or any like concern with my gun, or anything, I go to him. Always helps, always takes care, recommends parts. He multiple occasions team members have actually just driven up to his house, and he'll do it for them right there. He'll teach them about it as he goes. Anything concerned team wise, you go to Matty Mo, and if there's like a problem with a team member, he's going to very like closed door about it. He won't tell anybody, and then he'll talk to somebody about it and say won't tell who. Like it's just a really nice and tight knit group, and I also really like the way how they process people in. Because we do, like, everybody on the team has to agree. If one person disagrees with the team, they don't get added. And I've yet to see that happen. I've had a few questionables within the recent, like 1 or 2 questionable, but one of them I didn't go to they gave him another. He went to the first event he went to. He was kind of a bum. It was a bummer. I'm sorry. And we were like on the fence, but we had like a big like team, like almost like argument. Settled in the morning, and then we gave him another shot, and then I didn't go to that one. Apparently he did good, so I wasn't there, so I wouldn't judge myself. I wouldn't judge him something I didn't see, so I clicked yes. Everything is very organized thanks to Matty Mo, and everything just works perfectly together, and it's honestly really awesome. They're just a great group of guys.
Yeah, it is. And it's good to get together and do all the camaraderie stuff. outside
Yeah.
of playing airsoft as well that he does. So it's a
He
good
always
thing.
sets up stuff to do.
Yeah. Now, do you have, did you grow up in the area you're in now? You grew up there?
Yep. I lived here all my life.
Yeah.
Almost all. I don't remember the other parts of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're, do you have any siblings?
I have a sister, older sister.
Okay. She play airsoft too?
No. She wouldn't touch that with like a 10-foot pole.
That's funny. What does she think about you going in the military?
Well, so I set up an appointment with the recruiter, and the day I went, I took a picture of it on my phone, like of the
Yeah.
it was a sign. It said like, United States Army Career Center or something, and I posted it on my story, and I put like I think I put caption like time for a big change, and I'm home. I'm in the pool with my mom, and I get like multiple texts, and one of them just reads, "You're joking, right?" And I'm not joking. Like she's I'd say almost on par with my mom or more with like the disagree level.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So she does not want you to go.
No, not at all. She keeps like offering me things. She's like, "Well, what if I offer for you to come stay at my house while you're instead of going?" I'm like, "That's not really an incentive." I'm like, "I've lived with you for like 15 years. Like that's not."
Like, dude, no. And like we just got apart. Like I don't want to, go back to living together. Yeah, it's hard to live with family, like once you get older.
Yeah, like, and they're always she's always joking about it. Like, they don't want me to join, but they're very supportive about it.
Yeah.
Which is very nice because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't get that, which I'm very lucky for, I should say.
Yeah, that's how my parents were. I mean, they tried once they talked to me a few times about it. Once they realized they couldn't talk me out of it, they were like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, my mom talked me out of it probably 5 or 6 times,
Mm-hmm.
and then this time, like, I just didn't even bother. I'm ready for it. I'm a server at a restaurant. I'm a server at a concert pavilion. I have no girlfriend. I'm like, my friend group's all busy. They're doing all their stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have nothing going on right now. I'm like, this is the time to go. I'm like, all right.
Perfect time.
So like, I went online, like I filled out like the army thing, like the information. I got a call from the recruiter, set up an appointment. And unfortunately, my recruiting process has taken a lot longer than average, which it's a little irritating, but it was a miscommunication. So
Mm.
my recruiter, I had filled out all the stuff. They filed in for a MEPS appointment, and then my recruiter went on leave. And I think he meant to, but he accidentally didn't tell me. And then I got denied from the MEPS appointment. They wanted a more recent physical because my last recent physical was in like 2022.
Yeah.
And I didn't get told about it. So like I'm waiting, like a week goes by, like another week goes by. I'm like, all right, let me start calling. So I call, and they're like, yeah, you need a physical. I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm like, why
Yeah,
didn't I get told? They're like, oh, Sergeant Smith, he's on leave. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, so I go get the
right.
physical. I get that in, and then ever since I got that, it's been smooth. Like I think I got it in last Friday,
Right.
and now I have a MEPS appointment, so I'm very, very excited to get this on the road. A little nervous. I got one last hard part, and that's the ASVAB, and then hopefully it's no longer hard. It's just
Yeah,
go
dude.
and do it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. Yeah, I mean, and being nervous is natural. That's anytime you're doing something big, you be nervous.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people be like, "Oh, you nervous for boot camp?" And it's like I'm not nervous. It's more along the lines of I know this is gonna suck ass, and I just want to go and do it now. Like I just don't want to wait anymore. Like I want to
I
leave.
mean, yeah, there's no shame in being nervous to go in boot camp, man. I mean, I
Well,
was
I should
nervous,
say
you know.
I'm not nervous about the boot camp. I'm more along the lines of nervous of how I'm gonna react because one, I'm so far from home. Two, there's no quitting. Well, there is, but I won't quit.
Yeah,
It's
don't
something
quit. Don't quit.
like there's I think there's a card now in the army that you can get somehow like off of like a waiver or something. It's called the stress relief card or some bullshit like that. It's like you show it to the drill instructor and they have to leave you alone. I won't
Mm,
touch that. They're not a shot. I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
yeah.
Because the second that they're allowed to touch you again, they're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, don't use the card, bro.
No, I'm not doing. My goal is to mouth shut, do everything they ask me to the T.
Yeah.
More if they ask. My goal is to reach E4 before I leave. That's what I'd like to do. And when I was talking to my grandfather, he's like, there's, you can normally when you graduate boot camp, you'll be E1. He's like, you can get to E2, and I'm like, how? And he's like, oh, I think it was something along the lines of like folding like the drill instructor's clothes or like being like his second, like helping him do some stuff that he needs like personalized. And I was like, I can do that. I'm like, how do I do that? He's like, you kind of get selected. I'm like, shit. Because like I'm trying to get what I can out of it. And if I go there and like 2 years in, I'm like, I fucking love this. Like I'm honestly highly considering
re-up.
doing the 20 years and like getting pension, like be done with having to do anything like at 45.
Well, the cool thing too is you don't have to, like, you do your 2 years. When it gets close to your 2 years, whatever, they'll start like, hey, you need to go talk to I think it's career planner or something, whatever.
Yeah, probably something
And
like that.
they you don't have to sign up for, okay, I want to stay in for 20 years now. Like, you don't have to make it that big of you can do another 2 years, you can do another 4 years, you can do, I'm not sure what the Army offers, but when you re-up, you got a lot of options, so if you just want to do an extra 2 years or something, like there's, so, and it goes fast,
Yeah.
you know.
I've seen these things, and I think it was something along the lines of like when you re-sign, you're allowed to ask for them to ask for any way you want for like the picture to be taken, or something like that. And so like there's pictures of like them doing it underwater, like he's shaking the hand, they got the flag under the water, and like I think it was like the sealed piece of paper, like the contract or something.
Oh,
With people jumping out of
like for
planes.
your re-enlistment thing. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's all branches or I don't remember what branch it
Yeah,
was.
I don't know. I didn't re-up, so
Like
yeah,
you can
okay.
ask, like there's one where like dude's like, I don't know if it was like airborne jumping or parachuting. They were falling through the sky. I know that, but like there's like a
Oh,
bunch
that's
of
cool.
sometimes like they're in the tank, like inside a tank or like on a
Yeah.
tank or something. And if I'm gonna do
Well,
that,
shit,
then
nowadays they could just Photoshop that shit, green
yeah.
screen it.
But to be honest, like if I'm gonna do that, like I'm gonna research that because like if I can jump out of a plane without having to do airborne, that's something I
They're
want to
not
do.
going to let you jump out of the plane on government dime with just for a picture. Okay, I promise you that. You're going to walk in and be like, yeah, hurry up, where's that awesome picture I can take, underwater or jumping out of the plane? Yeah,
You're
dude.
like,
Here, put this outfit on right here, stand in front of this green screen and shake my hand.
yeah, no, I like if it's real, like that's fucking awesome. Probably not, but like maybe they got lucky. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, those anything you do that's dangerous takes quite a bit of training, as far as
Oh yeah,
well, anything underwater like that, and then jumping out of a plane. Like, you can jump off the tower. When you jump off the tower, it's like 15 or 12 or 15 feet, and you jump straight off with nothing. Like, you just got to jump and learn how to land right so you don't break your ankles.
yeah. It's like
But
legs together, like knees bent, like fall to the side.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I at the when we were
Don't
looking
bite your
through.
tongue off, okay?
Yeah, I've done that before. Not bite off, but
Yeah, when you
no,
jump, if you fall, kind of far, how your head goes down towards your knees or whatever. I've done it as well, and hit my chin on my knee. Bro.
I did that. I did that on the trampoline.
Yes.
Yeah. At the recruiting office today, when they were trying to do like see if they could reserve a spot for me, I was watching, and I saw on the sheet it said it was 18 X-rays, Special Forces recruit. Now I was thinking, I was sitting there, and I was like, how is that possible? I'm like, don't you have to like at least do a tour and 4 years before you go? I'm like, how
Not
can you
anymore.
just really?
Yeah, the one guy I had on here from it's like 2 years ago, call sign, his channel used to be called Call Sign Rice or something like that, his Instagram page, whatever. He did a lot of cool videos as well. He went in the Navy and specifically to go spec ops, like Navy SEALs or something like that. And he told me about the whole process, like same thing you're talking about. You can actually sign up for it from day one. Like, if you want to take that, I forget what kind of path it's called or whatever. They didn't have that when I was in. It was you had to go in, do your normal shit, and then you could request to try out, kind of, or they had guys that would go around to different units, and you could wait for the something like that, where they would come around and do like a selection, and you had to go do and some kind of physical test or something like that. But yeah, he was talking about how you can just sign up like that from the start, and then it'll give you, it kind of point you in that direction, so you don't have to go through all the other stuff. You go straight
Right.
to that. But yeah, that's kind of wild, man.
I think actually now that I think about it, in the American Sniper movie, I think he did the same thing.
Okay,
I
maybe.
think 'cause I remember in the movie he goes to the recruiting office and they offer him a Navy SEAL pamphlet. So maybe I saw it though, and I was like, huh. And I was like, I'm like, do I qualify for that? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. I got like
So I'm
a
going to ask
51.
you about your hockey, man. Did you start out young?
Yeah, I started out at 3.
Whoa. Was somebody in your family in hockey? Like, how did you get started?
My dad was a big hockey guy.
Okay,
Yeah, loved it.
nice. And he was teaching you while you were real little. In your
Yeah.
backyard and stuff?
No. We signed up for Learn to Skate when I was like 3. I did that, and then it was like I forget. Honestly, it makes me a little upset that I forget it. But there's like a bunch of branches in the youth organization that we did, and then and then like in between like learning to skate and stuff like that, we would do like the free skates. I remember I used to go free skate like almost every time I was there. We used to go earliest session we could, and then I go to kindergarten, and then I think from there it went. We just started doing like stick and pucks, which is like free skate, but allowing like hockey stuff to be done, and then it went to like the first stage of like youth hockey, and it was like half ice, not half ice, but like the rinks like this. You'd play like in like the back section, so it'd be like
Mm,
board to board. You'd play like small net stuff like that, and then keep going up. And I played from 3 until I graduated high school, and I still play to this day.
nice.
Not as frequent as I'd like to anymore, but
Yeah.
like out of high school, like I bought like goalie pads and I started playing goalie because I always wanted to. So like I now play like every position, which is fun, but
Oh, that's cool, dude.
I
Yeah,
love
because
it.
I'm looking at your Instagram. You have what are you, like a forward or something on here?
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was a left wing.
Okay. You know who else? Somebody I had on here that plays hockey. Still, I think he still plays, and he's a little bit. I mean, he's older than you. I think he's in his 30s or something. He's out in Utah. It's K Factor 39 is his Instagram. You have to look him up. He does sniper videos like kicking Mustang. Yeah,
Love that.
yeah. He does some pretty cool videos on the field.
Yeah. No,
But yeah, he's
hockey,
been in hockey forever.
I love hockey. My dad, every year, my dad's in like mid 50s right now, and like every year, like it'll be like close to the end of the season, maybe half of this, he'll be like, my body, and he'll be like, it's my last year, it's my last year. And like after like the my last year, 4th year in a row, I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking believe you. I'm like, I don't think you'll ever quit. I'm like, he like it was getting like real bad though last year. He was like, with how much he was like, oh my god, he's like my body, he's like, oh, and then like season's coming up, and he's like, I think it was like a week or 2 ago. He's like, yeah, first game's on, like so and so, and I'm like, oh, I thought you weren't playing again. He goes, yeah, well, you know me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I do. I'm like, I knew you weren't gonna. Like,
Oh, that's awesome though, man.
I've played a bunch of times with my dad. My dad was my coach in youth hockey for a year.
Okay.
Uh, the first time I started playing goalie, he came down to like a men's league game and was on the other team. So he was like shooting against me and stuff like that, which is awesome. Uh, we uh, we've never been well before. I want to say it was last year December. Before that, we had never been to a Bruins game, and one of my mom's friends, they're very wealthy, and he gets boxes and stuff like that for Bruins. So she asked them if like we could have like some seats in the box, and so we got seats in big luxury like big box at the Bruins game, and so we went down,
Dude.
and she came up to me like a couple weeks before, and she goes, "I'm going to tell you something, and you can't freak out, and you can't let Dad know." And I'm like you already have like a massive surprise. I'm like, what else could she get?
Yeah.
Trying to get she was talking to like somebody who like is like helps like do stuff with the team, and she was talking with them or helps run. I don't even know what her position was. It was something along the lines of with the Bruins, and she was trying to see if because every once in a while they bring people out onto the ice like during like an intermission to like be like, oh, it's their birthday or something like that. So she was trying to see if she could get something like that, and they weren't doing it that night. But the lady said, you want to come on the ice and skate and shoot around? And my mom was like, yeah. So we surprised him on his birthday. And so like we went down, we stayed at like I think it was Seaport. We stayed in a Seaport hotel, which was a very nice hotel. And then we went like a couple hours before like they were even supposed to open like the doors, and like before the game even started, we got to like just like skate around on the ice.
Yeah.
And, like shoot pucks around and stuff like that. And it was funny because it was a blast. And like I brought my GoPro. I have some some videos of it, and all the camera people that are there, they're like setting up their equipment and stuff. And so like to like test their like focus and stuff, like they're like taking us with the camera, like they're like not recording. They weren't going to use it, but they're like tracking us with the camera,
getting all their stuff set up. Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like they were recording us, so like broadcasting. So it was really funny. And then we're not the best. I'd say we're pretty average at hockey, but like we'll take a shot, miss by a mile, and it'll ring off the glass, and every time we're like cringing, we're like afraid it's going to shatter, and then like it's going to be catastrophic. And then we got to watch the Bruins and stuff, which was even better. And then for my 21st birthday, we got it again, and we were in like the 18th row, so we're like 18 rows behind the glass, so we're really close. And it's been awesome,
dude. That's awesome. The one thing I cannot understand in hockey, why they haven't changed it yet, is the what do you call the dugout, where all the team sits, the bench. Okay, the bench area. Like, why is it so tiny, bro? The coaches have to stand, like literally stand right there. Like they can't move. They can't really go talk to somebody. It's like it's hard to get out. Like they stand behind the bench with their foot up on the bench the whole time. I'm alone. How do they get around and tell somebody something like this?
my coach did it. There was plenty of space for him to like stand along the bench.
Okay. Yeah.
For a portion of it, I think it's just because it's like almost like kind of like a tradition thing. Like every coach does that.
Yeah.
So even when we had space, he still did it. And I also kind of think the back of the benches are more where they stand is higher up, like a little bit. Yeah, so they can see like almost above it a little. That's like my best guess. I mean,
and I understand stadiums like the rink, they're trying, when they build it, they're trying to save space. Like they want more seats that are paid for by the viewers. So I understand that, but like, damn, man, give them like because a baseball dugout is big, and I understand there's more players in there, but they don't have like hockey players have all this gear on, like they're bulky as shit, bro. And then they got their stick, and I'm going, these dudes are cramped in this little shit. Like, what in the hell? Who designed this thing?
In my division for high school hockey, there's been a team. I've played this team since youth hockey. We played them in youth hockey as well. Berlin is the most hated team to play against because they live really far up north in New Hampshire. So there is nothing to do up there but hockey. So they're very good at hockey.
Gotcha.
And because their arena is also like a 3-hour drive away, and it's always so cold. So I've been playing them since I was in youth hockey. Yeah. So like we're all used to it. Like we're like, oh shit, Berlin this weekend. All right, make sure to bring snacks in your blankets, because they're very creative with how they mess with you. Like their coach will schedule the games and stuff, or their team director, whatever. They'll schedule their games when we're supposed to go to them, like right at like that 7 to 8 o'clock-ish mark, like when you should be home eating dinner. So you have to eat like crap food on the way down, nothing good. Yeah. Or when our locker rooms on the other end of the arena, they smoke us out. They like crank the heat up in the locker rooms because it's controlled from the main lobby.
Oh yeah.
So like they'll crank it up to like 70, 75 degrees in there.
Right.
So like we'll have to keep the doors open. The locker rooms are really weird. Like it's benches along the sides, and then like bathrooms and showers on both sides in the center. And like, I mean, we used to be pretty bad at them too. Our locker rooms are our locker rooms are on the side, on the long part of the rink, and like we have a tunnel, and then there's 2 locker rooms in the front end, and they're very small. Yeah. And so they have big teams, so they have to use both the locker rooms. We used to pour out some sand along the floor right by the door. Yeah. So when they'd walk out, it'd crunch, crunch, crunch. It'd like just like break up and like make their blades super dull, so they
Oh,
can't see
right.
very well.
Right, right.
Yeah, we used to. It was a big rivalry. I mean, my high school year, my freshman year, we didn't make it to the finals, and a team named John Stark won it. And then my second year, we made it to semifinals, and Berlin won. My third year, we made it to semifinals, lost. Berlin won it.
Those
My,
bastards.
my third year, we make it to the finals. We lose, and they win it.
Oh,
And,
shit.
and then the
I don't
year
like 'em already.
graduate, I know. And then the year I graduate, my best friend was a year behind me, so he was still playing. So I graduate, he's a senior. They go and play Berlin in the finals again, and they win. And I'm like, you mother. I'm like I get this little rinky dink second place medal, and now he's got like a Letterman jacket, state championship. I'm like,
Oh,
like I hate you. And it was
yeah, but
because
at
their
least
two
the
best
Berlin
players
lost.
graduated. Yeah, it was because their two best players graduated that year.
Okay.
And then so the next year they won it. I was like, and the funniest part is the D3 in the around our area. Very end of the year they do a big senior game. So they take all the seniors from like every team in this like in the division.
Yeah.
They like schedule like an ice time like big game thing, like mess around game, like their final type thing. It's like all the seniors from my team, like we all carpool down, like we're getting McDonald's, like just blasting music, like just being dumb. We get down there, and then like they combine teams together, so it makes like forms like two big teams. Like we're playing with like Berlin, we're playing with like all these kids that we've been like,
Yeah, hating
like,
for
like,
yeah,
and
for
now we're
3
just
years.
like
Yep.
we're all like at the point like we're like, wow, this is it. All right. Hey, what's up, man? My name's Dylan. And like,
Yeah.
you don't even know their names, but you just fucking you hate them. But like, we're all like, and like the goalies are even like I got a penalty shot, and because like I didn't, like I think I got like maybe one penalty shot like my regular high school career. Like I'm coming down and like, like I have a move plan and like you kind of when you're playing you kind of get locked in. You kind of think it's like you're trying to win, but like every once in a while you kind of slip out. Like oh yeah, let's loosen up. It's like I'm kind of like I'm expecting the goalie to like be sitting now. He just like lunges like out like full dive like on his chest like poke checks like smacks the puck away, and I'm like oh shit. And now I'm like now I look like a fucking idiot, and like everyone's laughing, and like you got people like throwing their stick to like try to knock the puck away from someone that's ahead of them, which is a penalty, and they go they go to the box, and everyone's laughing. You got people like you're coming up on somebody in the corner, and you're just like you scream like just try to like, everyone's like messing around. It's like a big blast. Like I know for me personally, like I was playing defense. I've never played defense in high school like my whole time.
Okay.
It's like I'm like full spreading out, like making sure they can't get like puck out. Like
Oh, yeah.
like it's just like a big like.
That's cool, man. I
Green
like that they
fest.
do that.
It's awesome. It's honestly like it's a good goodbye. Like especially for like some of the teams that don't
Right.
make the finals, like and like their season was cut short like 2 months ahead. It's a nice like final thing, like something they got to go for them because like
Right.
we're D3, we're bottom of the barrel. So like we have a lot of teams that are not good. Like the rink I played at, we shared the rink with there was 3 full teams. My team, a neighboring school, and a neighboring school. And then one of the teams, like my freshman year, didn't have enough players coming back, so they merged 2 schools together. And so now it was like, my team and another team. But the first year, my freshman year, one of my best friends played on the Laconia team. Laconia didn't win a game my freshman year. Before my freshman year, they hadn't won a game in 2 years, and it was almost 3 my freshman year. By the end of it, they almost went 3 full years without winning a game. And they ended up beating actually a really high end up team because they caught him sleeping. Like, they're coming down like
yeah.
they haven't won a game.
They haven't won a game in 2 years, bro. They ain't shit.
This is the type of game we put our 4th line in, try to get some goals. Put the backup goal, and they just barely beat them.
Yeah.
Because like halfway through the second, like oh shit, these guys are playing. We got. And it was too late. They just held it, and so like we were all there because our game was right after. So we're like all going electric, and I think they won one other game that year, so they got 2 wins that year. But like that team was like that like the entire time I played. Like I think 1 year they made playoffs, and it was because it was like the COVID year, and all the teams were put into the playoffs because some of the games got canceled. Some teams games got canceled for this. So they extended the bracket, and every team was allowed, and they got knocked out first round. But at least they can be like, hey, nope. We made the playoffs. We made the playoffs.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hell yeah.
I'll play hockey until my legs won't let me anymore. I don't play it often right now because I've been running around like with my head cut off trying to get all this paperwork and like these things and like all these things they're asking for. But I love hockey. It's like yeah, once you have the gear, once you learn how to skate, you don't have to be the best. You go to a beer league and you just get
Yeah,
you
you have
just
fun, man.
I will say it's a little more dangerous a beer league game for a goalie than it is for a player. I found that one out the hard way. That
What
was
happened?
bad. We have a rink in another town. I call it a rink, but it's an outdoor rink. It's only open during the winter, and it's got like a big pillars, and it's a roof. It's outside, So we go down. It's like middle of December, like it's fucking cold, and I'm with a bunch of my friends, and they're all. Or I think it was. I won't say how old we were. And we're down there and we're messing around and like I wasn't driving, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna drink, And I drink at that time I was drinking like a good bit, like enough to where like I wasn't a super lightweight. And so like I'm like, all right, I can probably have like 3 or 4, be fine, whatever. Nope, was not the case. And it was hard and it hurt because I can't see functionally very well. It's like not to the point where like everything's crisscross double sided, but like a lot of it was blurry, and it's they're not like exceptional, but they do work. We were doing workouts like every day, training, practicing. So like they're like in their what I'd call prime for hockey. So like they're letting off some pretty good shots, and this is like my first year of playing goalie. It's like I'm getting like hit in the face, like in the nuts a couple times. Like,
Oh.
but like I got like 3 cups on, but like it's like the ooh. Like it should have hurt, but that didn't. You're getting hit in like the sweet spots, like the sweet folds where the pads don't connect.
Oh, okay.
You're getting like everything, like hitting the fight, like the ring one off the post hits you in the back of the head.
Oh shit.
Then you're getting then the other half is you're getting embarrassed. You look like a tool.
Right.
Like they hit pull the puck back behind, through their legs, like snap it up top corner. You went the complete wrong side of the net, and you're like, like they're pulling off like
I
these
want to
trick
see
shots
that
now.
video. Where's that GoPro footage?
I didn't have it at that point. I think I had a bad SD card. I thought I couldn't figure out the problem with the GoPro. I thought it was the GoPro, but it was the SD card. But like they're like hitting spinoramas, like picking it up and like spinning around, throwing it, and you're like, what the?
Oh, that's funny, dude.
They're like hitting clips.
I mean,
on
were they
you.
drinking too?
Yeah,
just
but they would.
didn't,
A
not
lot
as
of them
much
would.
as you.
I carpooled, and that was the only one that carpooled. So all of them had to drive, so they didn't drink a
Oh
lot.
shit!
Like,
Right.
They had like a beer, and then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
over like I'm not tanked, but I'm buzzed, and I'm like, oh
Sure.
shit,
It
this is
slowed you down. Yeah.
a bad idea.
All your reflexes are slow as shit.
Yeah, I'm like a brick. I'm just
That's
like
awesome.
it's just a blast though. Like, and even when
It's
you're
pretty
down
cool.
there, it's like, oh well, you just kind of go with it.
I
It's
wish I
just
would have done that senior game you're talking about. I wish I would do that for or would have done that for high school football. I would have loved to do that. That would have been fun.
yeah. It's like it's honestly like it's a great idea. It's like a final like
It's a
go
really
away.
good
Like
idea.
my parents didn't come. I don't think really anybody's parents came. I think it was
No,
just
it's
like
just
it was just like just go down. It's
yeah,
like we all
just
like
having fun.
carpooled. We go out. We like messing around after the game. Like we're going to like McDonald's and like I don't know throwing fries in the ceiling or like
Yeah.
just doing like dumb high schooler stuff.
Yeah, of course, man. That's
And then
fun.
it's like I go to school and it's like I had the easiest second half of my or second semester of my high school because I freshman year I'm not a very ambitious person or I wasn't, but at that point I was like I want to have the easiest fucking senior year ever.
Yeah.
So like I went and I took like two
You
math
took
credits,
all
two
this
science
hard
credits, like
stuff so you get all the
yeah.
credits.
And junior year was still hard, but then senior year, I think I had like I needed my final English credit, and I think I needed like 3 more, like just credits in general, like other classes.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I was like, okay. So I did that, and I only had 4 classes a day, and so I do that, I'm done, and then I could have graduated early, but hockey season goes from the first end of the first semester into the second semester. So in order to be on the team, I have to be in high school. So I
Yeah.
couldn't graduate early. So I was like, all right, whatever. So like now I'm like pissed. But I'm like, you know what? Let me I got nothing to do. I'm like, let me find the dumbest things to take.
Yeah.
So like they do in my school, they do a senior privilege. So it was either you have senior privilege first block of the day that you don't have to come in or last block of the day where you go home
Okay.
early. So I'm like, I'm a big sleeper, so I'm taking first. I took first, and then I had Americano, which was they wanted it to be a senior class, but the teacher couldn't make it just a senior class, so it was a junior senior class. Very little juniors though. So I take that, and it is movie watching. You watch movies, and then you write a page book report, and then you do another movie.
That's awesome.
And every Friday he'd turn on like Family Matters, and we didn't have to take notes or anything. We just like watch it, you know.
Yeah. So what movies did you watch?
We watched like can't even remember. We watched like Casablanca.
Okay.
Oh,
some of the older like classics and stuff.
Yeah, and like some like World War,
okay.
like some war movies and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it was nicknamed the sleeping block because you know, so
Makes sense.
I'd wake up like late because I live on the same road as my school. So like I'd wake up like 20 minutes before I have to go to work, like go to school, whip a shower, go right to school, get into the classroom, go to bed again. It's like
That was your first
when it came time to go to the movie report, I just look up like an IMBD, like a movie summary, and I just like make the book and boom.
Yeah, just change a little bit. Yep, you're good to go.
And then I'd go to my next block, which was Advanced Graphic Arts 3. And the teacher there, he realized like a month in that they weren't going to rehire him. It was his first year. They weren't going to rehire him because he didn't have a specific certificate, but he had the certificate and sent it to them, but they lost it. And now they had deemed it was too late for him to get it again.
Oh, Lord.
So he was like, fuck it. He's like, you're the most advanced class. He's like, I don't care. So like, we like kind of like, cause like, we kind of figured it out like 2 weeks in, like we still didn't have like a project yet. We were still just kind of like making some like little projects, like our own little things. And then like it slowly delved into like, I'm kind of watching some YouTube on my Chromebook because there was only like 3 kids in the class. And then I was like watching YouTube. And then I think it was like the second month, he brings in like his Nintendo Switch, and now we're playing Smash Bros. And then it was like that was another block.
That's awesome.
If I was deadbeat tired, there's another block I could just sleep through.
Yeah.
So now I have 2 full blocks where I'd sleep. Like in the first block, Americana, I used to just play video games on my phone in the back with my friend. And then after graphic arts, I go to Hewitt, which is a program at another school that they do. It's like you get like a college credit, like they do like photography things or like computer programming or like construction. I did the plumbing one. So I'd go there and fuck around with some pipes, like just cut some shit, like do whatever. Teacher was super cool. And then I'd come back, have lunch, and then I think I just went home.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did. Maybe I think I had senior privilege at the end of the day.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be 4 classes. So I'd wake up for normal school time, go sleep in Americano, go to graphic arts, go to plumbing, eat lunch, go home.
Gotcha.
And I had a piano class too, actually. So maybe it was the first.
Did you learn how to play?
Yeah, I did. Very, very little. But like halfway, like I'd like set my phone up, like look up how to play a song and like just like kind of follow it. And like everybody else like kind of making music, like that's what we're supposed to do. But I was just like running around. And then she comes up to me like halfway through the year and she goes, "Hey, Dylan, do you have all your credits already?" And I'm like, yeah. She goes, "Oh, so you don't need to pass this class?" And I'm like, "No." And she goes, "Did you want to try and pass?" And I'm like, "Do I have an option here?" And she goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "I might." And she's like, "Okay." And so like she just kind of gave up. Not gave up, but she was like, I didn't need it. I ended up passing it, but like I just like watched like Netflix in the back of my Chromebook, or like mess around, play the piano, or like talk to somebody. I don't know.
Did you pass the class?
Yeah, I ended up passing the class because
barely
in the middle of a class, like in the duration of like how long it'll be, like right in the middle.
Yeah,
it's like a term almost. And so in the first half, I was passing, and then that's where like all the grades accumulated to the first half. And then the second half of the same thing. And then as long as you're passing still in the second half, you pass. She forgot to submit the second half scores, so only the first half got submitted by the end. So my buddy of mine would always make fun of me. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna fail piano," and I was like, I'm like, "Oh, whatever. Like, I don't really care."
Yeah.
And he was failing in the first half and then was passing in the second half.
No.
So because she forgot to submit it, he failed, and I'm like,
oh shit!
I fucking fail piano.
Oh my god!
And I think he's on his way now. I think he's doing he's trying to become a pilot. So they don't give a fuck if he failed piano class.
Yeah, right.
So it was just
they're gonna pull him out of pilot school and be like, "Dude, you never told us you failed piano class. How dare you?"
That one time in high school when you were 17, you didn't pass piano class.
You suck.
It was And I found that out on my graduation day, and like I could not stop laughing the whole day.
That's hilarious. That is funny, dude.
I was like, "There's no way. How did I get away with this?"
That's funny, man. Dude, it's been great talking with you, man. I'm glad we got to meet and hook up. Yeah, dude, for real.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you being on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
So tell everybody where they can find your hockey stuff, if you want to give that out, and your airsoft stuff, mostly your airsoft stuff.
Yeah. So on my personal page, has my airsoft stuff, some hockey stuff on it. You can find me at D_Flannery. For my Instagram, it is ___Dozer. And that'll have footage, some pictures, some memes, some stuff like that, some links to the other guys in the Mobros. And then for my YouTube, any videos or anything along those lines that I have from Airsoft, or honestly, sometimes it comes to like funny stuff from like team barbecue, stuff like that. You can find me at Dozer Airsoft on YouTube. And that has like I said, like a bunch of stuff on it from like Syndicate, some skirmish events, some messing around, some like I think on there I have a Civ kit I did with Ghost. We wore like jeans and like a collared shirt and like a plate carrier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Lots of content on all three, more
Cool.
or less on the TikTok and YouTube.
Awesome, man. I'll have all those links in here.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, man. It's been great, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Shout out to the sponsors of this podcast, Skirmish. Go to skirmish.net to find out more, and Jackal Tactical. Go to jacktech.com. All right, brother. You have a good night, Dylan. See you, man.
Absolutely, you as well. Have a good one.